Hello people, today I have with us the high-grade Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans 1/144 scale Hugo. Hugo is one of the coolest kits that I've built in a while. In terms of looks, this one has a little blurb, so let's go ahead and read that. Hugo is a mobile suit with great mobility, appropriate for support in medium or close-range combat. The suit is equipped with more weapons for mobile suits for its side than those for fighting alone. The many mobile suits of this type were produced. Most were shot down because their armor was reduced in order to retain mobility. The suit provides high, stable performance under gravity due to its light weight. Then it also has a write-up about its pilot. In the show, it is piloted by Sandoval Reuters, the leader of the Dawn Horizon Corps, who takes command of the fleet and pilots a mobile suit. He is hostile to Tekkadan and challenges them to a fight. There are a few more write-ups about the weapons and such, but we'll go ahead and leave those till the end. So this thing was a crazy-looking suit from the Iron-Blooded Orphans series from the second season. The second season is where everything takes a turn for the worse. And all the stuff that they build upon the first season seems to go apart in the second. But I'm not going to go too into depth about that. I don't want to give any spoilers. But suffice it to say that things don't go well for them. So like usual, I would like to do some articulation. This one is rather fidgety compared to a lot of the other ones that I've built. I have dropped the arms off, the shoulders off, and the head off of this one very easily. And when I'm putting them on, actually the midsection came off of this one too. Iron-Blooded Orphans kits are notorious for that joint in the middle there being very weak. It is just a polycap that goes into the base here. And that is a pretty weak connection between the two, especially if it has a lot of heaviness like this one does with the very heavy weapons on there. But let's go ahead and get these weapons out, and we'll go ahead and show the articulations. So come on out of there. The head, which looks rather bulky and big, is very, very nimble on its stand, which is just the PC002 little guy here. Two ball joints, one plugs into the head, one plugs into the base, and you have the socket in here. So you do get quite a lot of motion from that. Thing is, some of the other joints from this set were a little bit miscast as well, so I took them from sets that didn't need them. I have plenty of extras, having accumulated so many for so long. Moving on to the shoulders, that is where we'll see a pop-off immediately if you go ahead and articulate this very much. It does go... See that head going off. The shoulder is a ball joint type, goes into a polycap part in the body here. The inner frame is pretty solid, but like I said, that bottom there does have issues. Let's go ahead and rejoin the shoulder. The shoulder is on a clamp up here, so you can move it up and down on the shoulder. And you can move this up and down just a hair. And it does include a couple of thrusters there, which is pretty cool. So you can get some pretty expressive motion. So pretty expressive range of motion on the arm here. This is a very awful sticker that I had a lot of trouble putting on. The shoulder moves up and down, all the way up. And if you move the shoulder out of the way, that's about as high as you can get straight up. Or you can move it down right about 90 degrees. And of course, you can rotate at that axis. Single joint here, just up and down. Very, very long forearm, which is pretty cool. I think that would be very useful in a couple of customs that I have in mind. The hand is on a ball joint as well, as you see. Nice and easy. Moving to the waist, you have that ball joint I mentioned, and you also have a point of articulation inside the abdomen here, so you can move that like a nice crunch. Keep that one forward to make it look realistic, or backwards to make it look like he's in a fighting pose. Nice socket right there. There is a point of articulation on this armor here, although I'm not sure why. Doesn't really need it, but there is one. The armor here is on a peg, so you can move it up and down if you need to. There isn't really a point to that, but it is something that you can do. The section right here is on a pivot so that you can actually take that one off, and I'll show you that in a little bit. It is one of the weapons from this kit. I knocked that off. The very solid joints for the Iron-Blooded Orphans are right here. This is the most solid point. You have a peg that goes into both sides. The articulation is from a polycap that it is captured within 2 pieces, and that lets you move it up and down. Rotate here at the axis on the leg. 2 points of articulation on the knee. It does tell you to post it sideways like this or backwards so that you can get a lot of range of motion, and you do get a lot out of it. It does have a fun look, and like that chicken walker look like Star Wars. Very cool. At the foot here, you have rocking motion here. You have up and down here. And on this, there is another claw here, which apparently I didn't clean the nub off of. Very nice job, Chris. But that allows you to kind of use that as a claw. Again, that will be in the write-ups for the weapons, so it is used as a weapon. So in addition to that massive scimitar ring that you have here, you also get a machine gun, and they're sliding it into his fingers there just like so. Nice and easy. The claws that were on his side armor there actually plug into wires so they can extend out. The wires on these ones are very, very weak. So I would definitely recommend getting something a little bit stronger than what they gave you. But they did include some of this wire here for you. These little claws slide along a rail inside here, pushing out. You can actually knock them off quite easily. And they do open on a very small point of articulation in there. You can open them a little bit more than that, but you know, there isn't really any point to it. It's just a nice little thing that they included. Presumably, if the gimmick were to work and the wire actually stayed straight, you could pose him like so. It just fits in right there, and then it would clamp onto the enemy mobile suit so you can get in those close range attacks with those giant swords. So the blurbs on the weapons are as follows. The machine gun is a machine gun developed by Hephaestus with its base at the Lagrange point of the moon. The shot anchor claw is the anchor claw retracts into the waist. The claw can haul supplies and capture an enemy craft. The scimitar Engutsuto, the typical weapon for Hugo, has been used since the time of the Calamity Wars. There's also a write-up about the hexaframe. Hexaframe is their most remarkable feature is that the cockpit block was mounted into the head to improve the survivable rate. To improve the rate of successful bailouts. Compared to mobile suits whose cockpit is mounted in the chest, pilots using the hexaframe have a much higher survival rate. In addition, improvements from moving the hip joints like arms were introduced into this frame. Then there's one last blurb, and that's about the Dawn Horizon Corps. It's a gang of pirates assaulting merchant vessels en route from Earth to Mars as their home. The large organization comprises more than 3,000 pirates, which is formidable enough to assault even the Tewas ships. And if you recall correctly, the Tewas ships were the organized crime crew that Orga Itzka got involved in. So they were definitely something that was a bit of a hassle to the Iron-Blooded Orphans. The scene that includes these guys fighting was incredible. I definitely recommend watching the second series, even though I know a lot of people don't. I think this one is one of the ones that makes it worth watching. It's a really cool one. So for the model kit itself, it doesn't actually include too much, but what you get is pretty cool. I definitely say that it's worth the while. It was only $15, so not a bad price on that one. But I am going to do a size comparison before I continue on doing the merits of this kit. So give me a second, let me give him a pose, and I will get my model kits out. Something to remember about Iron-Blooded Orphans kits is that they are bigger than the standard high grades. They are taller and thinner than the normal high grade size. This one in particular is over 19 meters tall, according to the blurb that they do give you. 19 meters tall and apparently 29.9 tons. The Jinrai here is in 1/100 scale, but it's just about the same size as this guy in 1/144. Again, this guy is a massive size for a high grade, and he is about the same height as my architect here. He is with my Hexagear Governor Nero. Quite a small little lad. And with the massive master grade Alex, you can see that he is just about as tall as his shoulder, which is pretty incredible compared to most grades, most kits in the high grade scale. Just to kind of illustrate though how big this guy is, this is the Ryuseigo Ioframe Shiden from Iron-Blooded Orphans as well. This one is only 18 meters tall versus his 19, so you can see that that one is quite a big guy. That's a 19.7, so almost 20 meters tall. Very, very large. Most of that is due to the weird leg design, and a lot of it is due to the weird foot design as well. But credit where credit is due. It is a very big kit. Before I let you guys go, I wanted to show you guys the backside of this kit. The backpack is rather nice. I wanted to show you guys how it looks from behind. The bare, naked legs there enhance that feeling of a high mobility set. The way these guys hook behind that big thruster pack on his skirt armor is really cool. Big thruster bells up at his backpack, and the camera behind make this thing look very intimidating. This one almost looks like he has a beard here at his head, and he is one intimidating looking guy. So I really like this kit. It was one that I wanted ever since I saw it in the show. I just never got around to getting it. It happened to be at a place I was visiting, and I just decided to grab it up, especially at the price of only $15. So while you don't get a lot in these Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, what you do get is a very accurate to the anime look to the actual kit itself. These things are no frills, no thrills, just what you see is what you get, and that isn't a bad thing sometimes, especially at the price point, which is just about the same as the 30-minute missions kits at $15. Very, very cheap and very, very cool. I hope they come out with another set of these, another reprint. I would love to have another one or two of these guys. But that's going to be all that I have time for today. I do want to get this video out before too long. I know I have been slacking pretty badly with my daily updates, but I am trying to get out at least one recording a day and then wrap it up and send out 1, 2, 3, or 4 videos in a day so you guys can see them. I want you guys to see the stuff that I have, enjoy the stuff that I make, and make your decision based on some of the information that I give you guys. If my videos are helpful to you guys at all, I really appreciate it if you guys give a like or a comment or even subscribe to my channel. But I'm not going to beg you guys. This is just mostly for fun, but I do like, getting some kind of interaction with y'all. I really like that some of you guys comment, make some unknown thing known to me. I appreciate that a lot. But I will let you guys go. I don't know how long this video is, but it feels like I've been in here forever. So I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me, but more than likely you'll see my stuff. Bye-bye.